Mabet stares at the frame for a moment, then cackles. Ha! Square enough it is. Good work, child, good work. She picks up the frame and scrutinizes it. This will do nicely. Is that all you wanted it for? Aye, well, this is enough, she sniffs. Aye, but there was one thing I forgot to tell you to fetch when you left last time, and it will take you back to the merchant square, it will. Look for the clothes seller, Giscorl. He has some rags of mine that he was supposed to wash, and long has it been since I first asked him to do it. Oh, maybe we could wash our rags too. Well, you could have mentioned that before I left, alright.
I feel stronger.
Oh, you leveled? That's so good. Let's try raising this to 10. Nine. Alright. Maybe 5. I cannot add to my stats anymore, I don't think. Because I don't see... Okay, well, let's take it. Let's just go. Let's do it. Wherever it takes me, it's fine. I'm not afraid.
All right.
Should we go to the marketplace again? Detect traps, thieving skills, enter stealth mode, and raise dead. So we have the skills for the thieves. Good. Do I have to... Okay, it seems like this is always active now, is it? Okay, let's see how that works. Fine. I'm going back to the marketplace. I'm absolutely not interested in Farod now, right? Am I? I actually am. It's just that there is some... Everything is interesting. Have I gone the wrong way again? Like, everything is so interesting. Everything you do... It's quite interesting.
All right.
This girl.
We're being watched, Chief. Just look natural.
Stop detecting traps.
Casual.
I'm here to pick up someone's wash. Mabet, the midwife. Rag picker square. Washcloth. Yes, Mabet, rag picker square. Hey, rag picker. He taps his fingers as if counting something. I know, I remember. He holds up a trembling finger as if telling you to wait. Okay. He comes back with a flattened mass of green rags, thin as paper, yet so stiff. They look like they could double as wooden boards. The rags are so caked with a greenish lime starch that they look like it would take years of soaking to relax them. How many times did you clean these? Just call washcloth, starch cloth every 5th day. Washcloth, starch cloth every 5th day. His eyes flicker. Just call wash many years. Always starch cloth on 5th day. Just calls ritual. Are they ruined? Maybe they're meant to be like that. Why am I telling him that they're ruined? Washcloth is Jirskol's ritual. His voice is flat, almost zombie-like. Must starch clothes every 5th day. What's the point of doing it every 5 days when they don't? It's his point to do that, because it's probably a little bit OCD, an OCD thing. That's what he does. Oh, never mind, just hand them over. Give cloth. He nods, then hands you the rags. They're heavy, it's like carrying an armload of bricks. Well, I'll take them to Mabet now. By the way, maybe I can sell him rags. No, Nope. Can I have one of these? Actually, two. Thanks. Bye. What am I doing with my life?
Done.
Do you really want to? Are you sure? Well, I don't really. I want to go back to Mabet and give her the stuff. Isn't it a little bit ironic that I'm in Rugpicker Square and I've never been attacked yet? In here? Hey Mabet! Mabet seems lost in twisting the black branched picture frame you made for her. She's squaring the edges and snapping off some of the barbed seeds on the branches. She suddenly notices you and sets down the frame. Hi, child. I brought your wash. I think this girl was a little heavy on the cleaning ritual, though. She takes the stacks of starched green rags from you and she examines them critically. At least they won't tear, she sighs, or bend. What was with that cloth merchant, Giscol? His hands were all scarred and he seemed slow. Mabet is still turning the cloth over in her hands, tapping it with her finger. Well, child, sometimes one burns with the art and other times the art burns you. Is that what happened to him? Mabet clicks her tongue. Mayhap there's some for who using the art is like breathing. They strolls about with pointy hats and stinkweed pipes. Then there's hedge wizards and plain-touched gypsies and fortune casters and half-seers and midwives who flicker with the art. Them have a harder time of it. Giscor was one of them? Aye, so to speak. In some ways he's no different now than he was. Addicted to habit and ritual he was. She sets down the stiff rags. They clunk as she places them on the floor. Aye. Now, there's one last thing I need from you, child. What do you need? Only this. I need some inks for scribing, some ingredients in one of me cookery books. I need you to fetch some from one of the merchants. Kosajai be her name. Well, alright.
Updated my journal.
I've given up.
Alright.
This is my thing now. This is what I do. I fetch things for a witch. This is what we do. Well, we can kill people.
Die.
You're good. You're focusing on Morte. That's perfect.
Did you see that?
I see that. Whoops. Okay. Where was the market? Down here, right? Whoops. Oh.
I'm gone.
I think we talked with her as well. Is she the one that sells weird things? Nope. It's her. The old woman gives you a gummy smile. Some fish, my child? Nope. Mabet said you sell ink. She sent me to purchase some. Ink? She chuckles. Nay, sir, I sell no ink. I sell just fish. Well, give me the squid ink. I don't know. Or the... I don't know. What's the name? Octopus ink. Give me something. Are you sure, Mabet? The midwife in Rugpicker Square mentioned you specifically. Well, Kosajai was me dam's name. And me granddam's name. So, could be any of us. Yet, they're both in the dead book, so only this Kosajai matters. No idea what she's on about. A midwife in the Picker Square, you say. She thinks for a moment. Don't know her, I don't. I can't say this is much of a surprise. Really? Well, again, if you have some ink, if some squids or some octopuses, I'd like to purchase them. Maybe octopuses, octopi. Octopi. Well then, she said you would be able to help me, but if that's not the case, never mind. And no, hold on. Your midwife friend's not all wrong. I know how you can get ink, but it may not be the ink you're looking for. The ink I'm thinking of bleeds from the gills of a brogotafin, it does. Alright. You don't have this brogotafin, though. Well, let's investigate. It bleeds ink. She frowns. Thing is, that fish's not for eating. It's got a horrible taste, scalds the tongue. You can ask Smayram. She pitches her fish cell down the street a southerly way. She cackles. She might have one of them fish you need on her pole. Yes, okay.
Updated my journal.
I know the woman. It's so good that I know everybody already now, isn't it? Have you heard of a brogotafin? I was told it bleeds ink from its gills. She blinks, then nods. That fish. That fish is a strange one, it is. Not many have heard of it, unless would want to eat it. Difficult to kill, and even in death, it still seems to live. Not many want to latch their teeth around something that still rides. Do you have one?
Updated my journal.
But the ink, you'll need something to carry it in. Have you a bowl or a cup, perchance? Or a tankard. Maybe one of the merchants is selling one. Okay. This is getting ridiculous. I don't know why I'm entertained by this. Hello again, sir. And what would you like to purchase this day? I need something to hold ink in. Do you have a tankard or a goblet for sale? She nods. Oh yes, many kinds. They range in price from a few coppers to several hundred. Am I looking for the cheapest one you have? She raises an eyebrow. She reaches into a crate at her side, then throws a battered-looking tankard to you. It is covered in dents, and its handle looks like it is about to fall off. This one looks like it was used on someone's skull. She smiles slightly. It will do. Thanks and farewell. I would have bought a decent one, honestly, because I'm just like that.
Updated my journal.
Because if the handle is about to fall off, what if if we buy it and then we spill it all over? I don't know. Buy your things resistant, guys. Do not go for always the cheapest thing. If the cheapest thing is good, then good, but otherwise you're just buying something that you're gonna break easily. And you will have to spend more money for it the next time. Can I get the ink from the fish now? Give me the whole fish. What's the problem? She nods and plucks a fish from her pole. It twitches as she grabs it, then starts lashing about as she begins to twist it like a rug. She wrings it until bluish-black ichor begins to trickle from the fish gills. When your tankard is almost full, she relaxes her grip and throws the twitching fish into a sack at her side. Well, thanks and farewell.
Updated my journal.
Well, thank you. I didn't want to click on that. Alright then. We have achieved our mission. But then not everybody can will things into being, right? Only mages can. Sort of.
Done.
I don't understand, because otherwise everybody would be a mage, right? Do you really want to fight?
Damn it.
Are these more dead More dead limbs? Oh, there's somebody in here. Mar. Oh, he's there, hiding? Why is he followed by a trail of dead limbs, I wonder?
Done.
That's super weird. I need to go talk to him. Hey. Mabeth is tugging at the mass of greenish slime starched rugs you brought from Giscol. She seems to be purposely fraying the edges, as if to peel them apart somehow. When she hears you approach, she turns. Aye, child. I think this is the ink you wanted. Mabeth takes a tankard of ink from you, then sniffs it. Prime ink, fresh it is, aye. She nods at you. You've done well, child. All I've asked. Now, I ask you again, after all you've seen. Do you still want to learn the art? I don't know. After all, the guiding goal of your errands was to taste my persistence, was it not? Well, I had fun. It was interesting. You didn't really just have to fetch things, but, you know, we learned that there is a fish that gives ink, and we learned why Giscol is who he is, so that was interesting. It wasn't boring, really. Mabeth smiles, then nods. Yes, mayhap, child, mayhap. And that's not all you knew. And that's not all. You knew who I had to see to accomplish each errand, didn't you? Mabeth nods again, slower this time. Mayhap, child, mayhap. Even so, what did your senses tell you about them? Moons for trees showed me that my beliefs affect the world around me. Giscor taught me that ritual is a wasted effort in the purpose of the ritual. If the purpose of the ritual is ignored, Mayram taught me that no matter how much I think I know, there is still much I can learn from another's eyes. Mabeth is silent for a moment, then she walks slowly over to you and touches you on the cheek. Oh, child, she sighs, you will be a master sorcerer. One day you will. You have the knowing of it, yet you've come to old Mabeth for help. You have. What could a midwife teach such a one? But I don't know. Much, Mabeth. I want to learn all you have to teach. No. She didn't give me. So you'll walk the path. Mabeth pauses. Well, first things firstly. Just having the knack for the art isn't enough. You need some means of giving it focus, usually spells. The spells are usually in a book, so the art demands you have a spell book, or it's like a 4. You can cast spells. Can you read? I think I do. Then let's test it. Can you read this? Mabeth draws forth a small tattered card. It looks like a recipe. The writing on the recipe swims before your eyes, each symbol twisting out of focus whenever you try and read it. Almost instinctively, you relax your eyes, allowing them to take in the page all at once. And the symbols suddenly bleed together. The recipe lists measurements, ingredients. It appears to be some minor divination. This is a minor divination, isn't it? It looks like it's a spell that allows the user to see the nature of an item, to see whether it's enchanted or not. Mabeth's eyes widen. Who are you to test all Mabeth so? Are you some fiend? No, well, not to my knowledge. What's wrong?
Updated my journal.
Well, not expecting it, was I? She nods at the recipe, then plucks it out of your hand. What you see, it's written in the language of the art. If you're not a mageling yet, it should be all a swirl jumble of mishmash. She snaps her finger. Yet, clear as crystal, you plucked the sense of it right up. Mayhap you tell old Mabeth why that is. I think I may have known once but forgot. Seeing the symbols just jarred my memory. Maybe. Or else a natural gift you may have. No matter, you've just shaved seasons off of your learning. You have. Mabeth harems. And I'd been looking for someone to handle the chores around here. I had... Well, if you need help with anything around here, you can still ask. It's the least I can do in exchange for your teaching me. No, don't worry yourself about that, she frowns. Well, you can read spells well enough, but spells are no good to you without a book to put them in. Maybe my journal is my spell book, I don't know. Do you have one? Mabet glances around the hut and then she catches sight of the black barbed picture frame you made. She picks it up carefully and studies it. This will do. The thing? It's just a frame. Ah, but so are you, child. Still holding the frame, she picks up one of the starched rugs you got from Giscor. With a yank, she pulls off the greenish starched surface film. It flutters in the air like a wispy bit of cloth. Whatever Giscor uses in the wash, it works better than curing, stretching, and stoning does on a normal rug. Can't afford parchment. I can't. Parchment. She takes the starchy film and pulls it over the black barbed frame, latching the rug's edges onto the hooks around the frame until it looks like a small greenish black painter's canvas. It's missing something. Well, it needs something painted on it. She nods. Aye, or written on it. She takes the tankard of ink you've given her and sets it down next to her. She dips one of her fingernails into the tankard, then draws it out, mumbling to herself. She begins to scratch symbols onto the frame one by one, still mumbling to herself. All's done, Mabet stands, drying her ink-stained fingernail on her robe. She tilts her head, regarding the strange framed page in front of her. A page for your spell book it is. She indicates you should pick it up. Inside your spell book are your recipes, your spells, if you will. As long as they sit in the book, though, they're just words. She taps her head. The art demands you pluck the magics out of the book and put them in your attic, your head, afore you can tap their power. Okay. You put them in your attic by studying them, memorizing them. You usually need to rest first afore you can do this, though. Any questions? No, really. Oh, no questions, eh? Well, now you should have questions. You know all about how to memorize spells, do you? You're a sharp one. Well, no, I don't seem to be able... I can write them down, but not... I can... Well, maybe I should try again. You sure don't need any more of Mabet's words, all a goblin, up your precious time? You're a master sorcerer already? Well, I meant no questions on what you've said. Please explain how to memorize spells. Alright then, here's the dark of how you memorize the spells. Pick the spells you want to stick in your head from your spellbook. Before you go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, they'll be buzzing in your head like flies, ready to be let out. How many spells can I cast? I mean, this is interesting because I would think it works for Dakon as well. You can cast only one, may up 2 spells for needing to rest again. As a tiny fleeting mageling, there isn't much room in your attic, so just use your spell wisely until you get wiser in the art. As your power increases, you'll get more room in your attic for spells. Alright. You can only cast spells you've memorized, so if you want to use the art to say meant something twice, you need to memorize the spell. How many times? Twice? Mabet nods. Aye, twice. Right enough. How can I get more spells?
Updated my journal.
Mabet shrugs. Keep your eyes and ears out for learning. Even common folks might have some minor magics to teach. There's also scrolls, recipes, books, and even some stranger items that have spells inscribed on them. If you find one, just examine it close and copy it into your book if you want it. Alright? I can also show you more spells if you return, especially when you have a little more of the planes in you. Ah! Alright. Before you go, child, you need some magics for you to whet your appetite. Mabet rummages in her robe, then pulls for 3 small recipes which she passes to you. You should copy these into your book, so they can go into your attic as soon as possible.
Updated my journal.
Thank you. Wait, there's more. Mebet fishes a tiny bundle of black cloth from her apron and unrolls it, producing a pair of amber earrings. These will protect you on your travels, child. I no longer wear them myself, so go ahead and take them. Thanks. Alright, child, don't tarry here any longer. One such as you has other ways to spend one's time rather than hang around on old Mebet. You're not so old. Pah, you flatterer, your tongue is so lined with silver, it would shame a Batezu. Get you hence. Thank you. Pah, you can thank me by not playing the Adolkov with what you've learned. The arts damned many a fool who sought to bend it in ways the art weren't meant to bend. Now get along with you.
I feel stronger.
I'm so confused. So, what am I now? A mage? So I'm not a thief anymore? How do you... Maybe I can't. I really need to know how the leveling and classes work, because I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, it was fine to have the, you know... What? Wait a second. You've dumped some stuff on the floor? Oh, you've dumped it all on the floor. Oh, that was my obsidian earring. All right. We have some amber earrings here. Let's get rid of this stuff so I can pick up the actual stuff. Okay. Sorry guys. 1, 2, 3 and all my stuff back. What about the leveling? I really need to know how this works, because if I may have lost all the points that I spent as a thief. I don't know what to do. Because it might be a problem now.
Done.
All right. As the main character, you cannot multiclass. So I don't feel the mage thing. I'm either going back to thief or I'm going to be a fighter. But I can switch whenever I want in between these 3 classes. So I think, I don't know though, wouldn't it be better to never have a class and just, you know, increase your points in dexterity and things and stuff like that? Because the last time I've leveled up, I've not been able to, I don't know, add points to my charisma or whatever. Well, this is the thing. Now let's see how this works. Oh. You always have to spend the money. Yeah, alright. Okay. I feel a little bit better if I am a thief, because I feel like I am, you know, I'm needed in this party, maybe. No idea, really. I will still keep fighting with that thing. What about these rugs? And maybe you could wear these, I don't know, could you? No, he can't. He can learn Identify and Blood Bridge. Identify is good. I'm almost tempted to keep it for myself. If I desire to be back to me, no. Learn it. You're going to be my mage, I hope. You already have chromatic orb, so it's fine. And these ones you cannot. +2 to armor class and 2 additional first level mage spells. That's good. Usable only by nameless one. All right then. Look at this junk. There's so much junk I need to get rid of. Like this. Alright. Back to what we were doing. I don't feel like what I've done until now was meaningless. I now know where she's for the mage class, and she's right in front of the guy that teaches you to be a thief. And it would seem that heritage guy, he's the one that trains you to a fighter. So I'm fine. I've learned something. I can climb there and I can climb here. No, I cannot climb up here apparently. Alright then. This tower looks like it was built to hold rainwater. Okay, yeah, that looks like it. So we need to get up there. I'm searching for doors, by the way. It's almost night time. Ah. Look at this. This archway leads only inches into the small building before becoming blocked by a solid wall of refuse. The rubbish is packed so tightly it may as well be stones and mortar. As you come closer, however, the archway's outline begins to shimmer. You notice the handful of junk you've been carrying about begins to shimmer as well. Oh. Thrust the junk into the archway. The wall of refuse flickers, wavers, and seems to fold in on itself, revealing an open space beyond it. A passage or portal seems to have formed within the frame of the archway. Oh, so there was a portal. Maybe it leads down here. Who are you? Just a collector. What is this? So, we just needed to have junk in our inventories. Who has the junk? Oh, Morte. Wow, this makes me want to hold on to every single item I find. That's something. It's gone? Okay, we are in. Why am I throwing it? Throwing the junk though? Well, the junk is still there. Good to know. More razor vine. Well, I suppose we are getting in here then. A rugged middle-aged collector approaches as you enter the area. He quickly looks you over and then sneers. Don't know you. I don't believe I've made your acquaintance either. The collector continues to glare at you. Problem? Problem as I be seeing it, Berk, is that you continue to breathe in my presence. He spits, really? Well, then I leave your presence, Burke. As you turn to leave, you notice the collector drawing a knife from one of his pockets. Don't know what you was thinking about by coming down here, but the only place you'll be going is the mortuary, Cutter. Why so aggressive? Maybe he knows me.